All right, because in America, you guys have the most powerful voice. Okay, you built this country. Okay, everyone knows it. All right, and granted, you did it mostly against your will, but you fucking did it. Okay, and then you broke the chains of the oppressors. Okay, and we need you guys to take that expertise and show this country that it's being evil again.
White men are the mental health problem in this country. Jim Crow, white men. Slavery, white men. Segregation, white men. Concentration camps for Asian Americans in the late 30s and early 40s. 1,800 people died. How many black people were hung from trees? 8,000. Let me guess. Oh yeah, once again, white men.
Hey y'all, did y'all know that only a president can inflict martial law? But he needs just cause to do that. But did you also know that only he can take martial law off the table? So that means he can keep martial law on for as long as he see fit. So in 2 years, when we want to vote these spineless ass congressmen out of office and put people in there that'll stand up to him, that's if he lasts 2 years, that he can still say we under martial law. And during martial law, there's no elections going on. You can't do elections during martial law. So he's trying to bait black people to go out there and do violence and protest so he can say, oh, martial law, so it won't be no elections. Then that motherfucker can stay in there forever. In 4 years, he can say, oh, we're still under martial law. That's what he's trying to do.
Hello family, welcome back again to my channel. And of course, today I want us to talk about something here which is really shaking the white America right now. White America is collapsing and shaking under its own weight. Economically, politically, and socially. And guess what is making them uncomfortable? Is the black silence. The black silence is making white Americans so worried and also confused because they are fond of seeing black Americans protesting, speaking out. But this time around, the story is different. Black Americans said enough is enough. We're not going to speak out anymore because our voices don't matter. So this time around, white Americans are really confused. They don't know what to do because they are fond of seeing black people on the street taking bullets for them. But this time around, nobody is going on the street to take a bullet on behalf of someone else. So guys, I want us to watch some clips here, then we come back with a reaction. And of course, let me make it clear that you don't own clips played in this video. They belong to their respective creators. And please, if you find time, please follow them.
Hey y'all, did y'all know that only a president can inflict martial law? But he needs just cause to do that. But did you also know that only he can take martial law off the table? So that means he can keep martial law on for as long as he see fit. So in 2 years, when we want to vote these spineless ass congressmen out of office and put people in there that'll stand up to him, that's if he lasts 2 years, that he can still say we under martial law. And during martial law, there's no elections going on. You can't do elections during martial law. So he's trying to bait black people to go out there and do violence and protest so he can say, oh, martial law, so it won't be no elections. Then that motherfucker can stay in there forever. In 4 years, he can say, oh, we're still under martial law. That's what he's trying to do. So I'm going to keep putting videos out there and say, black people, stay in the house. The system been doing us wrong for so fucking long, and now the system needs us for violence. It needs our attitude. It needs our violence. It needs us to get angry. So they trying to release people that they know will make us angry. So just stay angry and just stay sitting. Because by doing nothing, we're disrupting this natural flow of America. America is being disrupted. Because without black people doing what we do best, the system is breaking down. And not to mention Trump breaking down the system by his damn self. But it needs us. So we ain't going to give him what he wants. Release them all. That's all I say. We still ain't going to do nothing. They'll probably get theirs in the street, but we ain't going to do nothing. We ain't going to go out there. We're sitting down and doing nothing because right now we're fucking winning this shit. and we can play the long game. We've been playing this game since America started. We can start this game over again.
Black Americans, us going out in the street, holding demonstrations, and marching is no longer effective. Not only is it not effective, it's foolhardy. I know that's going to be a very controversial statement, but I really don't care. I only care about my community and our collective safety because I'm tired of hashtags. I'm tired of memorial services. I'm tired of GoFundMe's to support the victims of state-sponsored violence. And that is all that you will get if you participate in No Kings demonstrations and other forms of protest that require you to take your black body out of your home and into these streets. The fascist regime that we are under is itching for a chance to unleash violence so that they can officially declare martial law across the land. They're already testing it out in Washington, D.C., and they're trying to target other blue cities right now, like Chicago. But see, they haven't been given an excuse yet to unleash the kind of violence that they want to unleash. But the moment we Black Americans go out in these streets en masse, they will have every excuse. Just like with the Black Lives Matter movement that was co-opted by outside agitators. And there is still that racist narrative about cities and neighborhoods burning down. Name me one city and one neighborhood that burnt down, and any property destruction that did occur was again from outside agitators. They are wanting to do that again. The time for we Black Americans to protest out in these streets is over. The most effective way for us to protest is with our dollars. The ones who need to go out in the street and march and demonstrate are the ones who have the complexion for protection, who got us in this mess in the first place. And they still have not drummed up that energy yet. They think about demonstrations and protesting as chances to get together and socialize with bounce houses and food carts and trucks. They haven't brought the energy up yet that they need to. And we do not need to go out there and make ourselves targets of law enforcement and the military, who again are just itching for a chance to unleash violence and to give this regime an excuse to go full on fascist while our blood and bodies run in the street. We are entering the major holiday season of this year. Now is the time to continue doing what we have been doing, putting that economic pressure on, saving our money, and when we do spend our money, being very selective to spend it with products and services and businesses that respect the Black American dollar in our community. That's how we are going to affect real change. These days of demonstrations and protests ultimately will not move the needle one bit. And I stand by that. Again, I'm only concerned with the safety and security of our community. Is it time for us to stop resting and to get back out in the street? No, it is not time for us to get back out in the street. It never will be again, in my opinion. We are resting, but we are resisting with the most important weapon we have, our cash. Y'all be careful out here.
Yep, we told y'all. We keep telling y'all. Y'all don't listen. Y'all going through the same thing that every black man and woman has been going through for centuries in this country, and still going through it today. But now y'all want solidarity. Y'all want us to band together with y'all. No. You hear Spanish? No. Y'all don't even like us. You don't even want to deal with us. When we protest, where you? You wouldn't know where we found. You know what I'm saying? Now you got people from Palestine, people here, they want us to solidarity with them. No. No. When we protest, where you at? See, black folk, we have to understand that we're here by ourselves. Nobody likes us. The white community don't like us. The Hispanic community don't like us. The Jewish community don't like us. The Arab community don't like us. Shit, the Asian community don't like us. And what have we done to them? We do more to ourselves than we do to them. We don't invade their country. We don't do none of that. We have never done anything in history to none of these people for them to hate us. But all of a sudden, when things don't go right for them over here, they want us to join teams when they won't join teams with us when we're going through it. Man, no. Let that shit end today. That's over with. We're gonna stand back and watch y'all go through what y'all go through. We're not helping. Until you help us, we're not helping. You know, our biggest problem is that we show more love to the outside community than we do to our own community. And that's where we need to start looking and focusing on our own community. We need to clean our community up. We need to grow our community. We need to educate our community. That's what we need to do. We can't be helping somebody else's house when our own house is messed up. But, you know, they call us thugs. They call us everything. But you can't say we don't have a heart. You know what I'm saying? We love everybody that don't love us back. And that shit needs to stop. Stand up, black people. Let's take care of our own. What they got going on, they voted for it. Let them have it. Deal with that shit, because we out.
Black people have been literally begging this country and all of its citizens to see us wholly, to hear us fully, since the beginning of time. The struggle to be seen and respected in this country is so intrinsically woven throughout the fabric of who we are. It's motivating and inspiring, but somewhat depressing. If you think about how much it's affected the Black culture, from our music to artists like Nina Simone, all the way to Ice Cube, Public Enemy, Tupac, Kendrick Lamar, Curtis Mayfield, have spoken about our struggle and seeing us.
White people, are y'all scared to go in Black spaces? You know, I know a lot of you, and if you're like, is he talking about me? Probably. Are you scared to go in Black spaces? If so, I'm talking about you. I feel like so many white people are scared to go in Black spaces for stereotypical reasons, right? Whether subconscious or not. You're probably thinking, am I safe? Are they just gonna jump me? Like, I don't know what you're thinking. Like, are they gonna rob me? Like, I don't really know, like, what you think is gonna happen. And I think a lot of you think, well, I'm gonna stick out like a sore thumb. You will. You're the only white person there. How do you think a Black person feels when they walk into a white space? You will stick out like a sore thumb. Of course you will. Well, they look at me, baby, they're making sure you're not there to hurt them. See, the difference is you're looking at them through the lens of stereotypes, right? They're looking at you through a lens of self-protection. Because obviously through history, this country has shown over and over and over again the way it feels about its Black citizens. And it's still doing it today. So baby, when you walk into their space, they're just trying to make sure that they're safe around you because of actual historical reasons, not stereotypes. The magic happens when they realize you're safe.
92% of the Black community have decided to stand down and to let them do all the work. We have showed them the game plan. We have told them what to do. We tried to lead them to the glories of fresh water, and they decided not to drink it. At this point, it is not our fault if you starve. It is not our fault if you are dehydrated. If you are thirsty, drink, because we showed you how to create a pond of water within your hands. Seeing the entire country quite literally and figuratively burn down to the ground, I'm not gonna lie, it kind of makes me a little anxious because I am missing something. I am missing something incredibly important. You know what that is? I am missing a Black woman who can drink hot green tea with me. That's what I'm missing. For those who don't know, I am absolutely obsessed with green and jasmine tea. It's one of my favorite drinks. No sugar, no GMOs, no added supplements, just the nature and the leaves itself. What's interesting is this. Every now and then, I will get tagged into videos from other people of color, and they will ask me and other black people, why don't you help us? Why won't you help us? Why are you abandoning us? It's the same answer of what I said 3 months ago after the presidential election. You betrayed us. We trusted you and you stabbed us in the back. Here is a phrase that I continuously say to my friends because it is critically important. Trust and love is very important. However, trust is 10 times more valuable than love ever will be. I can still love you. I can still care about you. But I do not trust you enough to where you won't stab me in the back. Trust is the complete opposite. I can despise you and you can be my enemy, but I am no fool. If I can trust you enough to where you won't stab me in the back, then that trust will be placed. It's the same way with this. To the Latinos, to the Asians, to other people of color, I do care about them. I love y'all even. But I am no fool. I know I can't trust you because that election told me everything I needed to know. That election told me that a lot of you is not on the black community side. Love itself, my love for you, is not enough for me to have faith in you. If your trust was unbound and you continuously shown to me and everyone else that you are worth to be trusted, then we wouldn't be having this conversation now, would we? But because you have shown time and time and time again that you cannot be trusted, why are you acting surprised when we take our trust back? People need to understand that black people are not hateful. We care about you guys. We do love you guys, but we can't trust you for shit. So if the entire country has to burn down for you to realize that you have placed your trust into the wrong people, then so be it. That's all I gotta say on the matter. It is Onyx.
Good morning, America. Look, I'm gonna be as fast as I can with this one. Firstly, let me say, I don't want to hear any white Americans ever saying that black and brown people are ghetto or ratchet or lack impulse control. All right? Can't do it. No more. No more ghetto, no more ratchet, no more lacks impulse control. After watching that shit unfold at the US Open, white America, there was no minorities out there in that crowd, and if they were not participating in the nonsense I saw. Y'all went to the US Open and showed your asses. Y'all treated it like it was a college football game. The US Open. And not only did you do that, Team USA lost to the Europeans in the US Open. So all of that savagery, all of that unhinged behavior, all that lack of impulse control, the slurs, the curse words while they were on the green. You know, the US Open, they usually are telling people, shh. They usually silencing people, shh. Nah, y'all out there yelling curse words and slurs, stomping, yelling, we will rock you like this is a college football event. Rory McIlroy brought his bride with him to the event. She was a spectator. She was spectating, and some of you common assholes got up in there and started throwing all manner of projectile at the European players, and somebody hit his bride, hit her in the head. She was spectating, bro. I'm so utterly disappointed in white America right now. Y'all shouldn't, you know, Rory said he hopes that they never hold that tournament again, and I don't blame him, because we can't take you people anywhere, you know. I understand that the nation is being ran by dipshits who are unqualified for their positions, and they do stupid stuff and they say stupid stuff, but you people should know better, because come on, you got to live out here, and you're not millionaires and billionaires. Act like you got some decency about you. Act like you come from a civilized upbringing. We know that the majority of you don't now, but at least put on a good face like you put on a good face when you're trying to not be racist. Do better, man. I don't want to ever look at another US Open looking like that ever again. We got to get these assholes out of here. Peace.
And another thing, I'm tired of having to explain to Caribbeans that black Americans have their own culture and they've been here the same amount of time as y'all been in the Caribbean. Like, no disrespect to that lady that I met last night, but I'm so tired of hearing the same, oh, y'all don't have any culture, y'all don't know where y'all come from. First of all, you don't know where you come from because you got here to the Hispaniola Islands or whatever islands that you came from. Then your family and your ancestors got there 400 years ago. You know when my family got here 400 years ago? My grandmother was born on a plantation. My great-grandmother was born on a plantation. My great-great-grandmother was born on a plantation. My great-great-great-grandmother was born on a plantation. So I'm tired of having to explain to y'all that y'all got here at the same time as us. So when y'all say that y'all built your own culture, black Americans built their own culture in America the same way that you did. You just got dropped off on the island. You was a pit stop. You ain't no different from us. So stop saying that. And when people look at me and see how dark I am, they say, well, you just don't know where you come from. You're African. Yeah, you African too. But saying that you're from an island does not one up me. It's not the gotcha moment that you think it is. You actually sound stupid because you got here 400 years ago. I got here 400 years ago. And you know what wasn't a country 400 years ago? Nigeria, Ghana, Sierra Leone. These weren't countries. It was only tribes. So you don't know where you come from, just as I don't know where I come from. You got dropped off. You were a pit stop. We are all one. We are all the same. Stop acting like us Caribbeans and us black Americans are different people. We are the same people. Stop acting like we don't have culture because y'all cultivated your own culture of music and the way you dress and the way you talk the same way that we did in the Americas. I can't stand seeing y'all saying that we don't have any culture when y'all running around my city dressed up as a fucking black cowboy. Let's be for real. Stop saying we don't have any culture when every state in America has its own culture. Me, personally, I feel proud that my ancestors was in the Carolinas in the way that they cook, the way that they dress. They was wearing suits, ties, cooking soul food. They was making something out of nothing, making something out of scraps that the master gave them, left down to them. I'm proud of that. I'm proud of go-go music. I'm proud of black culture. Y'all be saying it sound like pots and pans. You actually sound ignorant. Because go-go music sounds like tribal music. So what is it that y'all really like? So y'all like reggae, y'all put y'all respect on certain things and then you disrespect other black cultures. Y'all be pissing me off. The way that we dress, the streetwear. The whole reason that we wear low-key gray outfits, black and white outfits in the DMV is because we want to stay low-key and stay away from the police. Everything stems from something. Y'all don't know it's like that. Y'all keep on saying that, oh, well, my country, we blah, 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 blah. Your country is like 20 square miles, bro. Y'all created your own culture. I'm proud of you. But my city did too. And lastly, if black Americans don't got no culture, why y'all keep on meat riding? Why y'all keep on trying to dress like us? Why y'all using our slang? Why y'all using our haircuts? Why y'all using them black women hairstyles? Why y'all wearing do-rags? What's going on? Let's get down to the bottom. Let's get to the nitty-gritty.
Never forget that the United States was built on stolen land with stolen people who were massacred and brutalized. All of this that is happening right now is a direct response to white people being pissed off that this country elected a black man to be president, not once, but twice. And he was and still is beloved. This is an inherently racist country. And until we face that, admit that, and dismantle it, we're going to keep having these problems.
Black Americans have been in an abusive relationship with the United States since our most recent journey here in 1619. Yes, most recent because of course there's evidence that we were here prior to colonization. Go read a book and argue with your mama, because that's not the point of this video. So we've been in an abusive relationship with the United States since 1619. And just like any person who's been victimized in a relationship, we've told the future girlfriends of the United States, they're an abuser. And you need to listen to us, because what they did to us, they're going to do to you. You know who the most recent girlfriends are? The immigrants. See, you all thought that you were special. Because see, just like what any abuser does, when they abuse someone and then that person leaves them, the next person they go to, they start talking about the former. Yeah, they're crazy. They don't know what they're talking about. If you hear them say such and such, they are lying. So they try to get ahead of the game. They try to taint your mind to make you believe there's something wrong with the ex. In our simple minds, in our arrogance, even in regular person-to-person relationships, we always think we're better than the ex. See, they're not going to treat me that way because I'm not like you. I'm special because they chose me now. And there's something wrong with you because they got rid of you, or they no longer want you, or they never treated you right, and they're going to treat me differently. And so just like with any abuser, they manipulate the new person into believing that the old person has done something wrong, has done something crazy, are crazy. And then they get with you and they try to convince you, they manipulate you. They get your mind off of what you need to focus on. So when you see the red flags, you don't really pay attention to the red flags. They're there, but you don't really see them because you're making excuses for them. And they've told you that we're the ones that were so bad and we're the ones that were so wrong, that when they start showing you who they really are, you really don't believe it's happening to you because they made you believe that you were better than us. You're better than the ex. By the time you realize that you've been abused and you're in a trap, it's too late. They have separated you from the people that love you. They've mind fucked you and made you believe things that are not true. They have manipulated you, conned you, taken advantage of you. They done took your money, fucked up your credit, messed around with your kids. They have done all horrible things. And then you wake up and be like, hold on, I'm in an abusive relationship too. Wait a minute, I'm a victim too. Hold on, why didn't I believe them when they said it? And it's because they played you. Now, see, we didn't have a choice because we were brought here. We saw them for who they were on the other side. We saw them then. Yes. But what you all did was they got you when you was over there. Before you even set foot on these shores, they showed you all kinds of things in the media to make you believe all these crazy things about us African Americans. You know, we lazy. We are. We're lazy and we don't take advantage of the opportunities that we have here, and that we squander things. We haven't created anything. We haven't done anything amazing in history. And so they made you believe that you were special. They made you believe that you're different. You're not like them. Don't be over there with them. Don't listen to them. See, even at work, you know how when you get hired, they don't want you to discuss pay or responsibilities and stuff, because see, what's happening is people are getting paid differently, doing the same work, or one has more of a workload than the other, but you're getting paid less. As long as you don't communicate and talk, then you think that you're special. That's what they did to you. They told you that you were special. They said, don't go over there with them. As long as they can keep us separated and keep you believing that we're in the wrong, then you're going to do their bidding. You're going to now take the mantle and discriminate against us and hate us and talk about us and tell us that we're not good people and we are this and we are that. Everything that they've told you, you come back and bring it to us. So now they've manipulated you to the point where you actually do their dirty work. And then the election happened and you all showed up. And you did exactly what they wanted you to do. And I'm not going to say not all, because you know if you weren't the one that did it, then I'm not talking to you. So there's that. For those of you who did, you drank the Kool-Aid, you sipped the sauce, and you thought that you were different. And now look at you. Now you're looking at the ex-girlfriend to come and save you. You're screaming at the ex, why aren't you helping me? And the ex warned you. Child, we done sent the telegram, we sent the pigeon, railroad, the mailman, UPS, and FedEx. Child, we sent Morse code, everything. We told you that they're an abuser. We told you not to believe them. What you did was you believed them because you believed that you were special and you were different. And you believed that what they did to us would never happen to you. And I mean, it's in the history books. Whatever they do to us first, they then spill over and do to the immigrants. And then they spill over and do to poor white people. Like, the history is there. They don't have a new playbook. You just refuse to read. You refuse to believe what you see. And isn't that what happens? The abuser comes and with their charm, they lure you in and they tell you how special you are. Oh, you're not like the others. You're so different. You make my life better. What would I do without you? See, with that last one, this is what they did and la-di-da-di-da. But with you, yeah, I'm glad you're here because you're nothing like them. That's how they get you. And then you get got. And that's why we've been in an abusive relationship the entire time we've been here, since the journey of 1619. And we told you and you didn't listen. And look at you now. Look at your ass now.
And let's get into this whole black people are lazy stuff that people like to say. Y'all say black people are lazy because black people do not go above and beyond for companies they know aren't going above and beyond for them. I learned this when I first started working in the healthcare industry, especially. And I always noticed when I would do my job and it would be a person there from another country, they will always go above and beyond, and they would do it in a way where they felt like, you know, this is what we have to do. If the job description says to do A, B, C, and D, they will do A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. They'll do the whole alphabet. Nobody asked them to do the whole alphabet. They wanted to do the whole alphabet because they wanted to appear like they are like, you know, these hard workers. But what we all knew, as in black people, Black Americans, what we knew is that when you go above and beyond for a job and you do things that are not listed on the duties where they tell you literally do this, we already know when you go beyond that, they are not paying you extra. You're just doing more work. And I never forget when I was working with this woman, she had to be like, at the time I was like 18, 19. She had to be like in her 30s or 40s, and she was from Sierra Leone. She was a cool lady and everything. We had like good times. I never had one of those moments where I beef with anybody besides this one lady who was an older lady, and she used to be the snitch. If y'all worked in those type of jobs where you had to do the cleaning and cooking and stuff for people with disabilities, you already know it's some of them be snitches. She was a snitch. But all the other people I had when I was working in that field, they were cool. They would look at me like I'm being rebellious, like, oh my gosh, why aren't you cleaning the floorboards? Why aren't you scrubbing the floors? And I'm like, that's not in the job description. That's not what it said that we had to do. They would look at me like, oh my gosh, you're so bold. And I'm like, I'm just not doing what I was not hired to do. They literally have companies that will come out and do that, and they know they got to pay them for that. So why would we, who are hired to literally take care of the clients, light housework is what it said on the job description. Light housework. It didn't say scrub the headboard, scrub the floors with your knees and bucket and toe. It didn't say do all that. So I'm not doing all that. And they would say like, they either would think I'm like being rebellious and they would be shocked, or they'll be like, oh no, but that's how I've been doing it, and they never told. And I'm like, yeah, of course they're not gonna tell you to stop because you're doing it for the pay that you're getting paid. Back then, those jobs wasn't paying a lot. Them jobs was paying $9, $10, $11. And if you heard their stories, they'll say, because back in their country, you know, they would get paid this little bit. So coming here and getting paid that much, it just was like, you know, to them a blessing. But we would have to break it down to them like, yeah, but once you start going overboard and you start doing all that under that little wage, they're not giving you more money. You're doing more work for pay that's only requiring you to do A, B, C, D, not the whole alphabet. So that's why they say black people are lazy, because we know our worth and because we're not going to overwork and do beyond to look out for a company that's not looking out for us. Okay, all they want to do is say thank you. They're not going to say here go extra 20, an extra 50. You still getting that same paycheck even though you went above and beyond. Them people don't care. It's a job. They know if them floorboards and them baseboards need to be washed. They know a company that's going to charge them for that. That ain't a part of my job, sis. And I used to always have to tell them that. Like, I'm not doing all that. That don't mean I'm lazy. That means I know my worth. Now, if I wanted to be a cleaner, they make money. They make more money than we was making. Cleaners, maids, they be making more money than healthcare workers and those type of industry be making. So if I wanted to do that, I would go to the cleaning agency. But again, black people are lazy because we don't work for free. We're not doing extra just for a pat on the back and a thank you. No, I need my money. I need my coins, period.
Good people, welcome back. White Americans' cracks are showing economic instability. It is showing rising debt, and it is showing crumbling middle class. And at the same time, it is showing social unrest and division even within the white communities. The decline in political dominance as demographic shifts. Global respect for the US leadership is also shrinking, and this is the time for other countries like where I'm coming from to rise up and take the mantle upon themselves. Let's act like West Africa. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. What do you think? The collapse of America today, what does it depict to the growing economies like African economy? What does it show? Should Africa rise up and act now, or what do you think? Because white people are fond of seeing black people protesting, but this time around there's no protest, no loud responses, no saving moves. That silence feels very powerful, almost like the strategy that black people are trying to come up with. Now, white folks are asking, why can't black people react? You know, guys, it's so funny. Why can't black people react? Because they're fond of seeing you reacting. They're fond of seeing you on the street. But this time round, nothing is happening. Why is the black silence? What has made black people so quiet that even white Americans are so worried? After centuries of exploitation, black people have been exposed to exploitation, oppression. Why this time should black people rush to fix America? Because all along, their voices have not been heard. Why this time? Because America is collapsing, now they want the black to act. They want the black people to rise up and save America. At this time, I feel they have realized something. They have realized that black people are the backbone of the economy of America. Without the black Americans, America is finished, it's doomed. Black people have done enough that they can. Black people have warned, they have marched, bled, and built. And still, they got ignored. It is now clear that black people understand that chaos in the white America is not their emergency, is not their concern, because it was meant to be that way. You know, white people expected that black folks will panic or will start begging when the system falls. But instead they're happy, they're joyful, they're celebrating when the system is collapsing. Guys, black people are really celebrating because the system is collapsing. Instead of begging, instead of showing worries, they are showing joy. They're really happy. They're celebrating and enjoying watching America collapsing. They're very calm, focused, and unbothered. Black people are very focused. They are so happy. They are very calm. They are not even bothered with what is happening in America. It is their calmness that makes white Americans so nervous. They normally say that someone who is so quiet, someone who likes to be alone, who likes to spend time alone, he normally speaks a lot inside. So because black people are so quiet, they ask so many questions inside that nobody is willing to answer. Because sincerely speaking, black Americans have done the much they can. They have marched, they have tried to warn, they have bled for America, but they still get ignored. Let's understand the deeper meaning of the black silence in American collapse. Black America is no longer in the begging position because they have learned to adapt with what has been served to them. They have created opportunities for themselves. They have become experts in the position that the system has been keeping them. You know, they normally say that when you do something over and over, you become an expert in it. So it's like the black people, the black Americans, have become experts in surviving in the system that was meant to bring them down. So white guys are really worried because how comes the system is now working against them instead of working against the black people? Because black people have learned to survive in the same system and they've adopted with the system. The black silence is a form of resistance, and that one white Americans don't know, they can't understand. It's a kind of refusal to carry the white Americans' burden because they have been doing this over and over. Their silence is like a weapon that is working for them. So when the oppressor falls, the oppressed don't need to cry because it is none of their business. So family, what do you think? Is black silence a sign of strength in this moment that America is collapsing? Is it making white Americans more nervous than anything we could say out loud the way we used to? Please drop your thoughts in the comment section. I want to hear from you. What do you think?